In 1995, I think I had my first ever Jane Austen experience, and that would be the film Sense and Sensibility, Emma Thompson's adaptation with Ang Lee, that went on to win, many awards and be nominated and blah blah blah. But I learned about that mainly because of the biggest fan of Jane Austen that I personally know, my mother. Yes. So because of that film and also that big popular miniseries with Colin Firth of Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen has been popular for a very long time in recent media, but of course for the last 100 years. And because of that, many people have made adaptations from the Jane Austen story, including I think the Jane Austen book club, which I did see as a movie. Never read the book, but I know because of my mother that there was a brand new book that was made a few years ago called Austenland, and now it is a brand new movie starring Kerry Russell, Bret McKenzie, Jane Seymour, and Jennifer Coolidge. Now, I was kind of excited to see this movie, having heard about it for quite a long time. I know it was a hit at Sundance Film Festival, and my mother just won't shut up about it. She was so excited to see this movie. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, wow, this looks like it might be a really good movie. And I heard some good things about it from friends. And now that I've seen Austenland, what is it about? Well, Austenland quickly is about Jane, is a girl named Jane, surprisingly, played by Kerry Russell, and she's obsessed, mainly it looks like, with Darcy, Mr. Darcy, who is from Pride and Prejudice. She has a Colin Firth standee in her house, and she just absolutely loves that movie. She's memorized it, and now she knows that there is some land where you can actually go to and experience the Jane Austen experience at Austenland. This movie had a rocky start for it at the beginning. It took a little while for me to get into it, felt a little rushed, but then when Kerry Russell's character meets Jennifer Coolidge's character, the movie started to evolve and find itself and become very, very enjoyable. I think Jennifer Coolidge, I've always loved her in films like American Pie and Best in Show and many, many other things that she's done, but she was like the shining moment of this film. I just really enjoyed her performance. And then you get to meet all these other characters. You get to, Bret McKenzie, who's known for Flight of the Conchords and also winning an Oscar for writing some of the music to the Muppets that came out. And he's also writing more music for the Muppets that are coming up next year. But I really enjoyed this movie. Now, I'm not a Jane Austen aficionado, so there are probably a lot of inside jokes that I did not get while watching this movie. But as an outsider, someone who's actually seen all the movies, I've seen everything except for the miniseries. I've seen all the movies: Pride and Prejudice, Mansfield Park, Emma, Sense and Sensibility. I did see the Pride and Prejudice in 2005 with Keira Knightley, and I've really enjoyed those films, even though I think Sense and Sensibility might be the best Jane Austen movie ever made that I've actually seen. But overall, even though this Jane Austenland movie, is a little formulaic when it comes to the romantic comedy, it was never boring and never dull. It always knew what it was. It never took itself so seriously. It was having fun. It knew the idea was kind of strange and weird. And I really liked this movie. I found myself enjoying it and laughing mainly at Jennifer Coolidge. I think Jennifer Coolidge, every time she's on screen, everything she says, she steals the movie. All the other supporting characters are really nice. And there's some really nice twists and turns near the end that really surprised me. And if you get a chance to see this movie, it's expanding over the course of the next month. I really recommend that you stay for the credits, the end credits I should say, and also stay for the ending credits, because there's a lot of stuff that's happening near the end that I don't really want to give away, but add a lot of humor to the film. The soundtrack is really, really awesome. There's a lot of great music from the 80s, 90s, and today, and I think there were some original songs that were contributed to the film as well. The cast is nice. The direction by Jerusha Hess, who is married to Jared Hess, who gave us Napoleon Dynamite, Gentleman Bronco, and Nacho Libre. It's her first time directing. I know she's written with her husband before. She does a really nice job. And surprisingly, this film is produced by Stephanie Myers, creator of Twilight. But she didn't, write the film. It was somebody else who actually wrote the book and wrote the film. I think she really wishes she wrote this movie, because this movie actually is a good movie, unlike Twilight. So overall, I have to say that I really enjoyed this film, and I think it's a very well-made, fun little romp-com with some little risque humor, but nothing too crazy. I did talk to my mom, and of course she loved the hell out of the film. She really enjoyed it, and to my surprise, it's not really to my surprise that she actually enjoyed it. I'm glad she did, because she was really looking forward to the movie, and I liked it too. I do recommend it, and I'm going to give Austenland 3 solid stars. I'm MovieManCHAD. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. And if you love all kinds of movies, rom-coms, dramas, Jane Austen movies, because they'll probably be one every 5 years for the next thousands of years because it's so popular, and even though you know the story, who cares? You know, people are going to eat it up anyways. I highly recommend you check out MoviePass.com. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.